What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel this week. Hopefully everybody's staying safe. Remember to wash your hands. Not going places unless you have to. That type of stuff. So, gonna do a video a little different this week. Gonna do a couple reviews of a few of the cars we had on the dyno last week that we didn't make individual videos about. Also, you've always seen them sitting on the back of the shelf. Gonna partake in some tonight while sitting here. Read somewhere that anything over 70 proof was good to kill the Rona. So this is 93 Blanton's, for those that are familiar. Well, those that are familiar know what it is, but those that are not, maybe. So what all did we have last week? We had Phil Hines, good friend on the dyno. Made some pulls with his, worked out a few bugs we'd been having over the end of last year, into beginning of this year. So got those all worked out. Car running really well. You'll see a dyno video of his. We'll not be talking about the dyno numbers on that. You know, that car winds up in Mexico from time to time, so, you know, respect a customer's wishes if they ask for their numbers to not be set on the good old interwebs, and the same would come true for the next car also. The second car was Bo Webb, which he just made the switch from, I think he had a Roush blower on before, and went into the nines with an MT82, which is very impressive. You know, any 9-second stick shift car that's a street car, all that, it's got a place in my heart. You know, stick shift cars. But he made the change to a Whipple. You know, it was a very beneficial change for him, I shall say that. Not really want to talk about his dyno numbers yet. I'll leave that up to him. If he wants to say them, he can. If not, you know, like I said, customers' wishes. If I don't get a person's okay, I'm not just going to throw their dyno numbers and their business out there. But done very, very well. Picked up a lot of power over his previous blower. So once tracks actually get going this year, I think we're going to see very, very good ETs out of his car. Pretty excited to actually see it at the track. And while we were on the dyno with it, you know, going back and forth with Rob at Palm Beach Dyno, came up with a few other ideas to possibly make more power with it. So stay tuned on that. If we get into that, we'll maybe make a different video on that and talk about what we kind of went over. But for now, that'd be just all within that little brain trust. Car I'll talk about is the one we did a VMP Gen 3 on. I'll post a link to that video up here, wherever that winds up being. I always do it backwards, so it is what it is. So good. So good. You actually have some, you understand why people chase it around and stand out in the rain and cold, everything in line to get a bottle. I was lucky enough to get this bottle as a gift, but I do have a few at home too that I did stand in line to get. So that car was a 2014 GT, and basically just the VMP kit, the way you get it, put it all on. He already had a full exhaust, made 705 to the tire. So very strong for a Gen 1 through 6R80. Pretty excited to see. He said he doesn't really go to the track that much, but hopefully we can talk him into maybe putting a decent tire on there and going down to the track and see what he can run. I'd be pretty excited to see what he could run at the track. But then what else? That was pretty much it for as far as the dyno goes. Then we spent a little bit of time doing some busy kind of work, prettying up some stuff on buckwheat. Kind of went down the rabbit hole of polishing the downpipe and the charge pipe, stuff like that. It just, it went down a bad rabbit hole there. Then we got our good friend John from Kentucky. Grew up with him back in Breathitt County. But got his Z06 in, doing a clutch. We did a fuel pump while we got everything dropped out. Going to rebuild the torque tube and get him back on the road. So that's all down and apart. I'll probably actually make a video walking through that car, because we did a lot of stuff on that car last year. Did head cam, stuff like that. But what else we got? So that's kind of what we dug into last week. This week we're diving into doing one of our level 2 NA packages on a 2019 A10 car. So there'll be a specific video on that car later in the week. Then the big payday for buckwheat should be coming. Well, we'll probably be getting it on to the dyno tomorrow, Tuesday. And then start roughing stuff in. You know, we made the switch from the Big Stuff 3 that the car came with when Jim bought it to Holly Dominator. Got all that hooked up. You know, we've added a ton of sensors and just functionality to the car. So, I mean, there was a lot of stuff to get wired in, a lot of stuff to get pinned, configured. So then just getting the winds knocked out of our sails from the Rona pandemic. You know, I kind of got a little down and in a little rut, but got back on it real hard here lately, and pretty excited to get it going again. Even if we can't go racing, we still got stuff we can polish and clean up on it, I guess. Race cars can look good, I'm told. We'll find out. So, but just wanted to throw you a little something up here at the beginning of the week. Hopefully we'll have some video. Should have a video toward the end of the week on the level 2 NA package on the 2019. Then probably the following week we may do a little bit of a video going around buckwheat, some dyno pulls. Probably won't be releasing numbers, but you know, it's still cool to see big horsepower cars on the dyno. But until the next time, guys, cheers, and thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit.